BookTube, here I am with the books I read last week. I've been a bit slumpy really. It's not that I haven't been reading, but it just seems to be taking me ages to read anything, so I've not really got a lot to show you. But what I did do was I finished In Order to Live by Yeonmi Park. This is a memoir of a girl's escape from North Korea. It's not like an Oscar-winning, well-written, magical, wonderful book. You don't read it for the writing, you read it for the story of Yeonmi. And it's really enlightening, and it's eye-opening to see that there are people who are living in parallel to us, but their lives are so different and so troubled, and how much freedom is taken for granted, and how important it is even to have freedom of thought, because North Koreans are brainwashed into thinking that even the thoughts can be against the state, and it's quite hard to get your head around how that is a way to live. So it's a really good story to read. North Korea fascinates me. It's like, you know, it's just like this huge cult that you know, has so much of a different attitude to life in this century than what I'm used to. You know, things like they don't even have electricity that's reliable, or food, or so it is quite a harrowing tale, but I think it's an important book to read, so I enjoyed that one. It was a good one. The other book that I actually finished, but this is not a very big book, and this is a graphic novel, and this is The Arrival by Shaun Tan. I'm very new to graphic novels, and so I'm probably reading the more popular ones before I start diving into other ones, because I'm not entirely sure what I like, what I don't like yet, so I'm willing to have a go at everything. This book actually doesn't have any words in it. It's just, let's see if I can find the drawings. They're absolutely beautiful, the pictures. And I do believe that Shaun Tan, to people who know about graphic novels, he is very well known because he seems to have quite a lot of graphic novels, and this book was beautiful. It told a beautiful story of immigration, and it's all done through the emotions that you portray in the picture. So you read the story in your own head, you make your own words up, but I found it quite moving actually, and it's sort of an unknown land. It's not a place, it's not an immigration to a place we know. It's made up, but I think that's the way it works so well, because it doesn't have to be somewhere you know, because this sort of arrival, immigration, coming to a strange place, a strange land, to work hard and better yourself, but being out of step with everything, is appropriate to all people who are going through things like that. You know, being a foreigner in a new land, in a new country, trying to fit in, trying to make your way, trying to do the basic things. And I loved it. So I'm definitely going to be trying out more of Shaun Tan's books. I just found it so heartwarming and beautiful and stunning, and much better than I expected actually, so I thoroughly recommend this, and I'll certainly be getting some more of Shaun Tan's books. If anybody knows of what other good ones to get, that would be great. I've also been reading and nearly finished, in fact when I finish recording this video I'm going to go and finish it because I need to know what happens. This is The Devil's Detective by Simon Kurt Unsworth. This is hard to describe really. It's a crime thriller, but it's also a fantasy novel because it's set in hell, and it's really different and really unusual. There's lots of demons in it. While I've been reading this book, I've had so many nightmares about demons, to the point where I was giving my husband a punch in the night the other night because I thought I was fighting a demon off, so I think he'll be glad when I finished reading it. It's very dark, it's quite gory, it's graphic in its descriptions of violence, but I think Simon Kurt Unsworth's imagination of hell and what hell would be like is absolutely brilliant. I'm really enjoying the imagery that he conjures up. I can't wait to see how it finishes. I love the cover design. I love the bird with the eye. So I will be reviewing this probably next week when I finish reading it and let you know what I thought. But so far, so good. So that's what I've kind of read. I'm still going to be carrying on with Carol by Patricia Highsmith, but I've kind of didn't get any further than I got last week. I've just put it down. It's starting to get better, but it's not doing it for me. And also Everyday Sexism by Laura Bates. I'm just dipping in and out of that one. But what I'll probably do is get some more books off my shelf as a whim of whatever I feel like I fancy and read those this week. And hopefully they'll be in my wrap-up next week. Let me know what you're reading, any recommendations, particularly for the graphic novels, because like I say, I'm new to them and I'm really quite keen to broaden my repertoire of that, because what I am reading I'm really enjoying. And I'll see you all soon. Bye!